Okay, this is our intro. Okay.
Welcome to Stars Across
That got
Kentucky
y'all.
with
I can't see it where I'm at.
all the genres of
If you
music.
need to move it, move
The
it.
roots of country music
If you want to get it
can be
closer,
found
you can get it
right
closer.
here in the bluegrass state. From country, gospel, bluegrass, to comedy and R&B. We invite you to listen in with us today to enjoy the artists that are just beginning, some that are hot in the charts and in the region, to those that are inducted into the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. I'm Charlie Napier, your host, and welcome to Stars Across Kentucky on WRVK 1460 AM, 97.7 FM, and around the world on WRVK1460.com.
Perfect intro. Just perfect intro. Steve Warner, he's just a fine guy. You know, I can get Steve if I can get his number, because he looked me up the second time we were together. And I can get
right there be a show myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just like with Judy, I mean, see, every connection makes it a little bigger. I tell you who else is coming, is Jeff Watson. And see, he's with the Radio Ramblers, but he's also a star. He's a star himself, you know. And so, I'm going to mention that here in just a little bit.
The carpenter. Going on with me, coming out the carpenter, what's her, he plays with, what you watching video?
Turn that up a little
He's
bit.
got the long hair, the main guy. Winchester. The boy is. His dad was a carpenter. It's not how much he looks the other one. It's like, it looks like a short, dark-haired guy. He has a TV show that you always watch.
Okay, well, the way I'm going to open this up, I'm going to play one song of you. Just, hey, I swear you sound so much like Hank Martin's music.
Everybody always said it did.
Yeah,
Them different people.
it's amazing. You had me
Martin Stewart.
Artist.
Martin Stewart, the guy that plays with Martin Stewart.
In our Stars Across Kentucky today, we're going to be featuring our guest. We're going to let him say hello, and then we're going to let him talk. But I'm going to play a song. We have Mr. Gene VanHook. What an honor it is to have you with us on Stars Across Kentucky.
Well, I appreciate you having me on here.
I mean, you have earned your right over and over and over. And I want to thank your son, Jeff VanHook, for making sure that Dad got here.
Yeah, I had some good kids.
You did. And we'll talk about them too here in a little bit. Right now, for you folks listening in, Gene VanHook, and when you listen to this song, we're going to be hearing several songs, and I listened to several last night as I was making some preparation for this show. And my granddaughter at one point asked me who it was, and I said, you know, that's Hank Williams, but I later found out it's another guy by the name of Gene VanHook that's singing these songs.
I do them by soundtrack.
If you love me, I love you.
It's a good job on you.
You wouldn't marry me, I can what you do. You're not to me. No one else around. You only you. Me look, let me down. If you
We'll talk a little, and then I'll play a couple songs. Then we'll talk a little, play a couple songs. Do you know how to save these off?
If you only love
You
me,
can't.
I can put you out of
Just
love.
make a big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that.
I would.
I want to get that show that we did when him and Garland were Joseph were here.
If you love me, I can put you out of love. Wouldn't marry me, I can put you to. You're not
How music.
when no one else around. You gon' leave me up to let you down. If
I
you
can put
love
some
me,
on
I can put you out.
I think I got those Stanford.
You wouldn't stay the way I can, but you do. I know that I would never leave this blue. If you only love me, I love you.
Well, we always tell everybody where we are and what we are doing here. Stars Across Kentucky is a radio show featuring talent from across Kentucky that we have our stars, people that are just absolutely, in my mind, the best of the best. And we have one here. But first of all, if you're out there in the world and you haven't ever been to Renfro Valley and to the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, we're honored to be the home of the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. If you're one of those entertainers out there in Kentucky that you're listening in and you want to be a part of this particular program, and you're among the stars across Kentucky, then my cell phone is 606-308-3331. I'm always glad to hear from folks. And celebrating who we are here in Kentucky. It's about Kentucky, it's about all of us, and we are just honored to be the home. We happen to live on the largest interstate in the north and south corridor of the eastern part of the United States, I guess beyond the Mississippi River, and that would be Interstate 75. And when you come into Renfro Valley, 3 lanes of traffic on north and south, so no problem to get in. Once you get in, you're going to turn onto US 25 North. You're about somewhere around a mile from Renfro Valley, where they have the shows, country music shows. And then just beyond that, be sure and stop at the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, because that's where we are inducting all you Kentuckians out there that have made it into the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. And other sorts of inductions take place, and we'll talk about that on another show. But today, we have a young man that has earned his keep, and he's been out on the road, I don't even know how many years, and he looked at me a while ago and he said, "You've been out there a long time too." And Gene VanHook, welcome.
Well, we appreciate it, Charlie.
And
I'm glad you could let me come down and talk to you and see what's going on.
well, you know, Gene, the thing about it is, you started as a young man. How old were you when you were singing these songs? You sang a lot, and I was a big fan of Hank too. The very first song I sang, "Cheating Heart," on the Barn Dance. That was one of my first songs, was "Cheating Heart." So I was a big fan of Hank's myself.
I think I done some of them old rock and roll songs back when I first started.
Did you?
Good Golly, Miss Molly.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
What years what was your beginning decade?
I was born in 37. And I guess I was maybe 8, 10 years old when I got a guitar and wanted to learn how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And just kept up from that. And then I got writing songs yet later in the years. It's maybe the last 10 or 15 years I've done all them.
So it took you that long to really get to writing songs.
Yeah.
But during that time in your early years, you were just doing what all the stars did then. You were just trying to find a place to play.
Yeah. We went to Renfro Valley, was on there for a while on the old show with years ago.
Uh-huh.
Back, I guess, in the early 70s.
Well, you know, you see, you're dating me now, but you played there when I was there.
Yeah.
And it was always a big deal with Gene VanHook. And what was the name of your band? I don't remember that. I always just
Kentucky
said,
Drifters, I think, I always went by.
yeah, I always just said Gene VanHook's going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a big deal for the audience because
Yeah,
they loved to
I
hear you.
went by the Kentucky Drifters mostly.
And your songs, as you went along the way here, these Hank songs, now, you're singing these with the soundtrack?
Yeah, soundtrack.
Soundtrack. So we're going to stick pretty much with this today because I sit and listened to all these last night. And I really enjoyed them because it's really something, like I said, I loved Hank Williams. And
To me, he was one of the best.
he was. It's pretty obvious that he
Yeah.
was one of the best, yeah.
Yeah, I loved his songs and learned how to sing them.
And you know what surprised me about my 14-year-old granddaughter? She said, Grandpa, do you know what happened to Hank? And I said, yeah. She said, he had a bad habit. And he drank,
Yeah.
and he took some pills, and he went to sleep.
Yeah,
And he didn't wake up.
yeah.
And that amazed me. Then I said, how did you know that? And she said, I watched the story of his life. I did not know that.
And
But-
you should, everywhere you go, somebody's playing Hank.
Yeah.
Or singing Hank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just-
well, we were talking in here earlier. I don't know if you was in that conversation not about Alex Miller, and my bucket's got a hole in it.
Yeah,
Some of those Hankish kind of tunes, yeah. I mean, he was just somebody that caught my attention, caught your attention, and let's listen to a couple more songs here.
Okay.
And we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back with more from Gene VanHook, our guest on Stars Across Kentucky. This is Gene here singing.
The light was wounded and standing by the door. He built over the Indian gate, hold me and teach me. The night just took time and never let it show. Though she could never answer yes or no. He always wore his Sunday best and held his Tommy home. The maiden wore green breast, hope someday he'd come. The night too stubborn to ever show a sign. He called it Harvard, made
Change
him
the middle.
mighty fine.
Okay.
Oh, Clyde, he never got a clue. Oh, Clyde, don't know what he meant. Isn't it any wonder that it takes you? Elijah, that poor old
Good music in it.
I'm going to ask you about your plans.
The light was lonely and never went nowhere. His heart was set on the Indian bed with the coal black.
Sounds like
Tonight, just a time never let it show. She can never answer yes or no. Then one day your wealthy cousin bought an Indian man and took her oh so far away from hopeful Elijah. Just a time only as could be. And would she leave us still old pine tree? Poor old pine girl, he never got a clue.
the Renfro Valley April 2022 lineup. Get online and check out the upcoming shows, starting with Diamond Rio April 1st and Winona on April 8th. Check out Ginger Billy on April 9th, the Isaacs on April 22nd, then the Steel Woods on the 29th. And then prepare yourself for Eddie Montgomery on April 30th. Experience Renfro Valley's April lineup.
COVID-19 has changed a lot of things, but not the old-fashioned service you come to expect every time you pull through the drive-thru at Wendy's in Mount Vernon. If it's breakfast, dinner, or a late evening meal, Wendy's drive-thru is open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, 7 to 11 on Sundays. So stop in for your breakfast picks, your combos, chicken wraps, fresh salads, and more. Pull through the drive-thru, place your order, be on your way. Service the old-fashioned way at Wendy's in Mount Vernon. Phone 606-256-5611.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you, and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Well, we have our guest, Gene VanHook, back with us here on the air on Stars Across Kentucky. Again, it's an honor to have Gene here today and to celebrate your life of country music. And you even use that word rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
What was the first song you remember of singing?
Hey La La, I believe.
Hey La La, Hey La La. And then Jeff's looking blank at each other.
I'm blank on that one. Yeah.
I don't remember that song, Hey
Oh,
La.
you
I
don't?
mean, I've said Hey La La.
Yeah, that was the song, yeah, the name of it, Hey La La.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who sang it.
And I certainly don't. And I just noticed a fella here that's watching you right now, celebrating your life with us today. His name is James Miller.
James Spiller. Yeah.
He's down in Texas right now. He has spent a lifetime here and
Yeah.
then hauled off and went to Texas because of his son, I guess. But he said he played bass guitar with you.
Yeah, James Miller, yeah.
And he
Sure.
mentioned a couple of songs that I don't have at my fingertips at the moment, but one of them was "Ain't No Grave Gonna Hold Your Body Down."
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites too. There, James.
Well, just about everybody says I'm the only one that they ever heard sings it right. The way it was recorded.
Yeah, Mr. Harmon down out of Broadhead. I remember seeing him at Broadhead Baptist Church, and he'd say, "Man, your dad on that Ain't No Grave, it's the best version I've ever."
It's one it's very hard to sing. And I was going to ask you while I'm looking. I'm going to check to see if I've got this one on the machine. I was going to ask, what were some of the? Did you play more than one instrument?
No, just a guitar.
Just a guitar?
Yeah.
Did you have any like little run patterns or?
No, after I got listening to Hank, I picked up every song that he had and started singing them.
Mm-hmm. And you became just a Hank Williams.
Just a Hank Williams fan.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. I was pretty hooked on him myself, and.
But I've always thought like his bluegrass gospel was that was my favorite songs. Even though I appreciated the Hank songs, and I'm really sorry that the letter he got from Hank Williams Jr. about wanting him to come and do some sessions with him, that he lost that for 17 years.
Yeah.
Because that could have been really something. After listening to these, and now I know why that he wanted you to come and jam.
Yeah, and you have that letter too.
Yeah,
I saw it there a while ago. The letter that was sent.
Now, Richard Young, I always...
Hank Jr. could have picked this up, you know that.
Yeah.
And we may do this all over again.
Well, but anyway, I was Hall of Fame, and this guy come up and pat me on the shoulder, and I turned around. He said, "Hey, Groucho, here's Richard Young, one of the headhunters." And
them boys, now listen, if you mixed up with the Headhunters, you was with a group. I tried to interview them, and every one of them answered the question at the same time.
Well, Anyway, like Garland, my oldest son, is trying to get a. He's talked to Richard a couple of times to get in touch with Hank. So I'd like to just meet him, Hank Jr., whether anything else or not.
Well, like I said, you never know when you're on the World Wide Web, and this is going to stay up there. You've got, right now I'm looking at California, Texas. You'll have people all over the country. You never know when, just like today, I didn't know Judy was connected to Rhonda.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's and you never know in such a small world we live in, people that appreciate people like you for what you've done and all of the work that you've done throughout the years and the writing you've done. And I find it interesting that you did you play by ear?
Just by ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your songwriting, how did you just come up with melodies, or
I just started writing, and the next thing I just kept going.
kept going? Are you
Yeah,
are you putting any of these songs to use out there where somebody can get a hold of them? And
I've got the most of them on CDs.
I mean, some of these singers, I'm sure that you have written songs as much as you were out there working, that they would love to get a hold of, and you might not recognize the song after they get done with it.
Yeah, he has a collection,
Now,
like you
one
know on
of the-
VMI, but
One of the first ones I done was back to old Kentucky. And then later on, thumbing my way to Tennessee. And I done,
So did you write Back to Old Kentucky?
yeah,
Let's see if I have that on file here. And what was the other one that you're?
and thumbing my way to Tennessee.
It seemed like I can remember Back to Old Kentucky somewhere along the line.
I
And
don't-
Audie, I'm going back to Old Kentucky?
I'd like to go back to old Kentucky.
Okay, I've got here.
Or just back to old Kentucky. I
I've got
think.
Audie Blaylock. He's singing I'm Going Back to Old Kentucky. And then Back to Old Kentucky. I've got it. Right here it is.
Yeah, back to old Kentucky.
Okay, let's listen to that. Okay, here it is. This is one written and sang by Gene VanHook.
I'd like to go back to old Kentucky, the place where I spent my youth. Roaming through those fields of old Kentucky, oh, how it's been my heart and blue. But I know I will never go back till I close my eyes in bed, and I'm carried back to old Kentucky. If I had my life to live over, from those years I've lived alone, but in your won't ramble, I think it's easy. But I know I will never go back till I close my eyes in bed, and I'm carried back to old Kentucky, baby, because it's
Bruce Johnson.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But I know I will never go back till I close my eyes in bed, and I'll carry it back to old Kentucky, baby, because it's baby, because
Gene, it's interesting when you're singing that song. I was thinking of my siblings who left home, went to Ohio to work, and now they're scattered all over the United States. But they left and come back to old Kentucky. My brother Sonny did, and you know, they had that hankering to come home.
Yeah. Bruce Johnson playing guitar, lead. Bill Collins on dobro.
Well, Bill Collins,
Chuck
you
Williams.
know, Bill Collins and I played together with the
yeah.
Chicken Man band
Yeah, oh yeah.
forever.
I've done a lot of shows with Bill.
And I think we probably crossed over there at Somerset, there at
Yeah.
the Coon Club, they called it.
Yeah. Sure, and Chuck Williams on the 5-string on that song.
But that was really good. Now, how many of your songs have you sang and put music to that you've actually got recorded?
Just about every one of them.
Just about every one of them. Yeah. I wish you'd have brought me some more of those. I find it interesting. You've
Well,
got
I'll get them for you.
So he has like 474
I
songs
know it.
registered with BMI.
Well, listen, I enjoyed last night. It took me probably about an hour to go through your songs here. But I really enjoyed it a lot because, you know, I appreciate the fact that you've done so much work and made so much history with music around here in this state. And I'm sure there's people out there listening to Gene VanHook today.
Well, I hope so.
that really appreciate Gene. And you know, I tell this story every time, usually when I play one of your songs, but I asked Gene, I said, would you go down and sing with me at the Broadhead Rehab?
Yeah.
And boy, that was a precious night. I got to watch this guy. I mean, you were just as good as you were, you know, 30 years ago.
Well, I hope so.
Are you playing any now?
No, just at the house.
Just at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about we listen? We'll listen to a couple of songs here. I've got, of course, the music. I've got a ton of it from this guy, and I'm beeline in on the Hank Williams stuff because I got intrigued last night listening to you do that. And this one here is called the Honky Tonk Blues.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I left my home and on the road around. I told my folks I'm going to step in now to get the honky
I have
tonk.
Ain't No Grave.
Hey, honky tonk blues.
I have it right here.
You don't have Ought to Be a Law, do you?
Lord, I
That's the best song I think he's ever written.
got the
Yeah, it's one
honky
of them.
tonk blues.
Ought to be alone.
Would it have been on those last
Ought
night?
to Be a Law. Well, it should be. No.
Around my shoes.
If it didn't, we'll get that for you later.
Jumping honky tonk blues.
Let me over again.
Hey, honky tonk blues.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I got it. I got the honky tonk blues.
Oh, you practice at your house. Freeman Jack.
Robinson.
Freeman Jack.
Robinson, yeah. Jackie Robinson.
Aren't you enjoying this?
Well, it's not
Aren't you enjoying this? I'm gonna bring back some memories. So we got Eddie, Paul, Freeman.
Hey, Lord, I got the honky tonk blues.
Oh, that's his
Only
soundboard
took my
right
word
there. It does all my
my
stuff.
arm. Give right
Yes, 'cause
back
he's got
to
the-
my happy farm. Leave the honky tonk blues.
Okay, well, I appreciate
Hey,
you calling.
honky tonk blues.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, Lord, I got the honky tonk blues.
Ought to Be a Law. Play Ain't No Grave. That'd be good.
Yeah, we'll do that. A couple things before we go into the next little break segment here. You know, there's people listening out there, and you're bringing back memories for a lot of people today, and that's what really is right and good. And I want to say hello to Pinckneyville, Illinois, to Gabby up there that's tuned in, and Donald up in Wayne County, Michigan is tuned in, and the Napier family out in California is tuned in.
Okay.
And one of those is having a birthday today, so I
Well.
want to say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie is one having a birthday today. So Jamie, have a great birthday, and I'm glad you're celebrating here with us today at the radio. But during that time, a lady by the name, I went to school with this gal here. Her name's Betty Mullins. And she said, you know what, they played at my house. And they played with Harold Kirby, I believe.
Harold Kirby,
Yeah.
Jack
And
Robinson.
Freeman Jack. Yeah.
Freeman Jack, Junior England.
Yeah, Jerry
yeah.
England.
And who's the other one?
Uh,
Was there another one? I thought I left somebody out. Go back through them again. We got Harold Kirby, Junior England, Freeman Jack,
Bill Coffey.
Bill Coffey.
Bill Coffey played with me.
Yeah.
So, you remember him?
You know, I don't think I ever played with Bill Coffey.
Oh, he was a good bench picker. He died not long after we made his stuff.
Some of the guys that I remember over with Bill Collins was the Dalton brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
And I bet you played with them.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't play in that area and not play with them.
Oh,
One of them
yeah.
passed away,
Yeah.
I think. But I believe they were two of the finest. If you had them in your group, you had some music
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Yeah. They was good musicians.
Yeah, and you know, as a singer, you know this yourself as a singer. Really, a lot of times your band makes you.
Makes you, yeah, yeah. If you got a good band, you got it made.
You got it made.
Yeah.
And I've struggled a few times out there myself.
I've played with some good ones over the years, and Gil Crawford out in Cincinnati, who was a manager picker, he's passed away. I've done 2 or 3 albums with him. And just different ones of them who's all passed away on me.
Yeah, and of course, studios back then were probably fairly, I want to use the word primitive, but they weren't as high tech as they are now.
Yeah, I've done a few albums over at Old Man Carpenter's in Danville.
Mhm.
And a lot of this is I've done at home, a soundtrack. on
Yeah,
the whole thing.
what I saw last night, I realized probably one of your sons had transposed your cassettes over to CDs,
yeah.
and that really made it easy for me. And otherwise, I probably couldn't have done all that. But you know, I don't know. One of you boys probably did that, right?
Well, he's pretty. He to be not know anything about a computer. That's the thing. Is he's self-taught himself to play the guitar. He's self-taught himself to do all that other stuff too.
So you're tinkering around yourself on the
Yeah,
computer. Well, I'm sorry. I thought maybe one of the boys did that, but you're doing all this stuff yourself.
Yeah, I've done it all myself.
Yeah.
He just calls me when he has an IT problem.
Okay. That's the only time he needs
And
you.
then
then.
Garland's son, either Garland, Jan, or me, or Joseph,
Yeah.
who's assistant county attorney in Lincoln County now. That's his IT department.
Well, listen, you can't, a crew like that, you can't go wrong.
No.
That way you can mess it up and say, hey, I need some help.
We set him up icons, Garland says, and he takes off from there.
Okay, we'll be back here in just a moment. Got some breaks here. One from the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, who is signed on and eager. We're going to talk about a show that's going to be, it's in the making. And Jeff happened to be sitting here yesterday when we talked about it. And Jeff, you can tell them about what we talked about. How about that?
Well, just putting a group of these people together and putting a show so that, other people could experience that group of individuals as, I mean, it's just a tribute to not, the genres of music that each one of them's participated in and just the culture and our rich history here in Kentucky as to
That's who we are.
Yeah, who we are. And we're lucky that we have the Hall of Fame that we represent.
We are.
The whole
Indeed.
state in that. And like I say, if you go over there and you go through that, I was a board member at one time, and it's a tremendous opportunity that we have. And hopefully, you know, we'll get this whole valley revitalized and make it like it used to be, and get the
Well, I think
respect.
that, one of the things I think is happening, people are thinking now, and you know, when they ask, you know, if they could do the Stars Across Kentucky thing, and you know, they invited me, you, to come down and help put that together, and I said, yeah, I want to do that. This is what we're trying to do here on the radio, is to invite the Stars Across Kentucky to get as involved as you will, and I think word is leaking out. Yeah, I want to announce this on your show today, Mr. VanHook, is Jeff Parker in Berea, last night when I was working on your stuff, sent me a text and said, yeah, I want to do your show too.
Okay.
I'd ask him if he would.
Okay.
And you remember Ronnie, now I just sent Ronnie, I'm going to see if Ronnie takes me up, but Ronnie, the Parker boys, I actually watched those kids grow up.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
And Jeff, that's a compliment now.
We done a show and went to a Baptist church over there as you go towards Richmond. And Jeff was just a little
Tot.
young guy just starting out playing. He played with us. And Fester,
Yeah,
he was there and
Vester.
played with us.
Yeah, and you know, I've got Vester, and when Jeff comes over, I'm going to try to get him a copy of his dad. He did a show up here with me at it was Wendy's, but I don't remember what it was before Wendy's. Gosh,
Well, Druthers, and before
Druther-
that it was Queen, the Queenie Bee, the Burger Queen.
Burger Queen. I think
Yeah.
it was Burger Queen.
Yeah.
Randy Ison was a manager at that time, and I was doing every grand opening they had. I was doing it, and I had Vester and Patty Fly, Corey Purdy,
Yeah.
myself, Susan Holmes, and I've got that on video footage, and I'm sure Jeff would love to have his hands on that, because that would be some just valuable stuff there. You want to take a phone call? I don't know. We'll see. We're just I gamble on phone calls. I can always hang up. This is WRBK Live, and we are on Stars Across Kentucky. You want to say something? They did not. So my gamble didn't pay off. But let me take a break. Go ahead.
Let me dedicate this to my wife.
Okay.
She's
Now, when
listening in.
hey, Mama, you know what? You know what he's doing? He's playing you right now. When we come back, we're going to let him finish playing the song. You sure you want to do that song? Well, we'll talk about this before you get us all in trouble.
That's okay. No.
We'll be back here in just a moment. Stars Across Kentucky.
Located right here in Renfro Valley, Kentucky, is a historical state treasure. The Kentucky Music Hall of Fame and Museum, located at 2590 Richmond Street, is a place that honors Kentucky performers, musicians, songwriters, broadcasters, as well as comedians who have made significant contributions to the music industry. Since opening in 2002, there have been 58 deserving Kentuckians inducted and counting. The museum highlights all styles of music, from Bill Monroe to the Backstreet Boys and everything in between. Not only are there displays for the inductees, but there are many revolving exhibitions as well. There's always something new to see when you visit the museum. Fun fact, the building that is now the gift shop and concert hall was originally the horse stables of Mr. John Laird, founder of Renfro Valley, and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please make plans to visit the beautiful Kentucky Music Hall of Fame and Museum, whose mission statement is to promote, preserve, and protect the integrity of its inductees with honor, dignity, and respect.
Send your church announcements to WRVK by faxing 606-256-9146, email dj@wrvk1460.com, or bring them into the radio station located on Red Foley Drive in Mount Vernon. We'll be glad to take care of your
That's what
church announcements.
he said.
Is this going to be the last one, or you can play one more after that?
And you got-
Kentucky,
and you got
the big
another-
combination,
what
all
would
we
be a good way to play
infatuated
for
with
your mom?
statistics year-round. Kentuckians live
Did
by
you
those
have? You
numbers.
didn't have the ought to be
Despite
alone.
that, there are other numbers Kentuckians
I don't know.
have
That's
found
it.
out.
There it is.
Three.
Ought to be alone.
Kentucky currently
Jim,
has the
right there.
third
Ought to
highest
be
drug
alone. Next
overdose
one
rate
down.
in the U.S.
There.
80. 80%
I
of
can do
heroin users started with prescription drugs. 1404.
That's another one I wrote.
1,404 Kentuckians died in
You don't have to pay me for
2016
this.
from With statistics like these, we must educate ourselves on how to save those
Of course,
we love that are
that's his
struggling
best song,
with
isn't it?
addiction.
Because it's
The state of
anything.
Kentucky now has
That's
resources
Jeff
available
likes
to
that
help our
one.
loved
Me and
ones
Garland
who are
both like
struggling
this
with
one.
addiction.
This is one I think that somebody could
Visit
actually pick up. and
I don't think I've heard it, but there ought to be a law.
We want you to live with the numbers of the Big Blue Nation rather than die as another statistic in the state of Kentucky. Again, those websites are don'tletthemdie.com and VanHook.org.
When you make the decision to seek help with drug or alcohol problems, there are some things that you can do to stay on the road to recovery and help you along. Tell your friends that you have made a decision to stop using alcohol or drugs. True friends will want to help you and will respect your decision. Plus, making them aware of your need for support will encourage them to be ready to help you, and telling others about your decision will help you stick to it. Request that family and friends make themselves available. Find out which friends and family members are available for late-night chats and encouraging lunches. Accept their help, and try to remember to share positive aspects of your recovery along with the hard times. Do you need help? We can help you. Contact someone in your RCHS Unite Club and ask them to point you in the right direction. This public service announcement is brought to you by your RCHS Unite Club.
Okay, Gene wants to dedicate the next song to his wife. Now, I guess I'm going to stand neutral on this. What's your wife's name?
Julia.
And I just tell her that I'm neutral on this, okay?
Okay.
So that you pack all the whooping.
I'll take it all.
Yeah, it's because of he wanted to dedicate to her just because she's been an integral part of him being able to always play his music and travel and.
Well,
and do all that.
what is that old saying? Behind every good man, there's a great woman.
Yeah,
Well, he's definitely had a great one.
Yeah,
I sure got one.
and that's a blessing.
Oh, yes.
That's one of God's greatest blessings, really.
So the lyrics in this probably have nothing to do with that, but that's a song that me and Garland believe. Like if there is one that it's that could be somebody could take and do something with, I think this is one of the best ones that we think he has a chance with.
Yeah, and is Garland listening, by the way?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking on you, Garland. You got car shows coming up, buddy. Now both of your brothers can.
Yeah,
come
he'll
out.
have to borrow mine. He's got his old convertible Corvette being restored right now, so he'll
Oh,
have to borrow
no.
my little convertible.
Well, no,
and
you'll
bring
have to
it around.
come and
Well, maybe I'll go pick him up and we'll
go
come together.
pick him up.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, there ought to be a law. Do you think so?
Yeah,
Did you write this song?
yeah.
There ought to be a law. That's the name of the song, and here's how it's spelled: THER, and ought to be a law. Let's listen to it. This is for Gene's wife.
Legislation should be passed, making it a crime. For crime to take a little part where you take a nine. I'm riding to my congressman to make this earnest plea.
VanHook here. There ought to be a law.
This one is the crew of guys in Cincinnati, Danny Burton and his players done all the music for me.
On that song.
Yeah, and that's on that I'm in My Way, Tennessee album.
Yeah, I'll have to look up some more of those songs there. I've got them all in the computer now. And any of you folks want to hear Gene VanHook along the way, some evening, day, afternoon, just call us here, and they're in here.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
we stuck a, gosh, I put 45 in there last night, and you're going to bring me some more.
Yeah, we'll get you some more. He's got a wall full like that.
A wall full like that. And listen, folks, for you folks that are on Facebook, I'll show you what he's saying here. There is a wall full like that,
Yeah.
and you know we just don't ever use those anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, because you know it's too easy, like I did last night. It takes a little time, but once you put them into that MP3 or WAV file, they're so much easier to look up.
Oh, manage.
Find quickly, and have these kinds of radio shows to where they're smooth and.
Well, Charlie, I want to say I appreciate you inviting me down and playing my music for me. And maybe somebody might hear something that maybe want to sing it or whatever.
Well, I certainly, that's what it's all about, and I'm glad we got to share, you know, parts of our lives together off and on, and have known Gene VanHook most of my lifetime, if not all of my lifetime. And now, and how old are you, Gene?
85 was in January.
85, what a blessing. And you're a blessing to be here today, and to celebrate Stars Across Kentucky. And I know that anybody that's an entertainer listening in to you today, they have to be really, really, really proud of Gene VanHook.
Well, thank you.
And
Appreciate
my other brother Willie, my sister Jan, and my brother Keith should be listening in too. So, and Willie and Keith, I mean, they've actually they
Do
played
any of
with
your
him,
young'uns sing?
Oh, no. Now, Willie plays guitar or something, and those banjos, cantones, you know.
Okay, this person here, I'm going to let you say that real quick on the air before we play the last song here. You said what now?
I said I like that kind of music that Gene VanHook sings. I believe that's a old time good music. I like.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
That is good stuff right there. I give him an A+ #1.
Okay, thank you. A+ #1, Gene. Well, I tell you what, you knocked it out.
Who was that?
I don't know who it was. I just took a call there at random, and they said you were A+ #1.
Well, good.
And when you get a rating like that, that's 5 stars.
Oh, yeah. Well, I sure appreciate you having me down and playing my stuff.
Well, you're really welcome. And as we get ready to close it out here, I'm going to play the song that you guys said were, and it's going to take a little of my news time, but it's the one you said that
Ain't No Grave.
Ain't No Grave.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
And God bless you. Thank you for coming and being a part of Stars Across Kentucky.
I never did meet the guy that wrote that, Claude Ely out of Pennington Gap, Virginia, I think was where he was from. He wrote that song.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There ain't no grave